Right, dear future student, if you're taking the SIT771, then I think this tutorial might be helpful for you. So in this tutorial, I want to go through some of the Splashkit function for the input. You can find it on the Splashkit document. So some of these I have arranged and I find it really useful during the course. So there will be five things I want to go over with the Splashkit input. The first one will be reading text, mouse position, mouse movement, mouse down, and the mouse click. Right. So first, let's go to the reading text right here. In here, I already provide the code, and the code will be available on GitHub for you to have a look. So why this one is useful? Because for some of the tasks, you might require to do most of your work on the terminal, and with that, and also when user providing the input, you are required to read their input and do the correspond action to their selection or to their options. So in here with this code, first when you run the program, it will open the terminal asking for your name, and then the value you enter will be read by a splashkit.read line. And then after you answer the first question, then the second question will be what is your quest, and when you answer it, the splashkit will also take your answer, and finally it will come up with your name plus the quest that you just entered. All right, so now let's go to demo. Let's do skm.net run. Okay, so first will be my name. My quest will be uh, learning OOP concept. And when I hit this enter, it will go that with my name, which is the value that I enter, and followed by learning concept. So the thing that I think this one is very important is because it is taking the value that you are enter, which means that increasing the interaction between the user and the program. All right, so that's the first one I want to mention in this video. The second one I want to mention is about the mouse click. See, right, so let's go over the code first. All right, so the reason I want to bring this one up because it might be very important to your future project in this course. It's like the action handling with the mouse. So I remember that one of the tasks is related to robot dodge, which is like firing the bullet from the robot so you can kill the enemy or the obstacle. So this one is very important. It is handling the action from the mouse. If in this code, if you click on the left button of the mouse, then the screen color will be red. If you click on the right button of the mouse, the screen color will be yellow. All right. So now let's go to the demo. Right, so now as you see in here, it's all white, nothing happened. Now, if I click on the left button of the mouse, the screen should be red, right? And when I click on the right button, it should be yellow. So it's pretty simple. This concept is just for you to understand how did the C sharp, how did the program take the action from the mouse. All right, so that's the second one. The third one is will be the mouse down. Right, so the general idea for this mouse down is when the user keep them click on the mouse and they keep clicking it, then the screen color will be red. And the same thing, just the same logic for the color of the screen, but the logic for changing the color will be instead of just clicking once, you have to hold on the left button or the right button of the mouse, right? So now let's give it a try. Right, so now it's yellow. If I just click and then release, it will just be red, and then it came back to white. Same thing for yellow, right? But now if I click on it and I hold, the screen is staying red until I release my finger, which is now. Same thing, which is now, right? So this one might be really helpful when you're trying to build your custom program, and it's related to action. For example, like when the robot trying to do something and you want to increase the interaction between the program and the user by holding the left or the right button of the mouse, then this should do the trick, right? Now I want to move to the Splashkit mouse position. All right, now let's go over the code. Right. So this one is I find this one quite useful, quite helpful though. So for this one, it's just gonna be taking the current position of your mouse for on the x and the y axis. Right. Right. See in here. So as you can see in here, you can see that my mouse having like a blue circle behind the mouse. So this one, you can use this one for tracking the position of the mouse on the screen, which is can be useful when you're trying to do this to design a program. When the mouse is pointing into some area and you want that area to do some specific job, such as when you're hovering into the image, you want the image to be like uh, make it bigger or make it smaller, or changing the background of the image when you hover your mouse into it, right? Right, now let's move to the, I believe the last one for today would be the mouse movement. Right, so it will be the mouse movement. Right, so the idea for this one is when the user click on the left or the right button again, it will correspond with the actions that it for that particular button, right? So I think it would be easier if we just do the demo. It will be easier for you to understand. Right, so you see in here, you can see this color, okay? So if I click on the left button and I move it at the same time, right, the HUE color should be changed, right? So I click on the left button and I move it. Here you can see the color is changing, right? But and when I click on the right button, then the saturation should also be changed, right? So now click on the right button and then I move it. Right, you can see it's brighter or like darker. All right, let's see. Try this color to see if it's working. All right. All right. So this should be darker. This one should also be darker, but this one will be like brighter. Okay. That is all. That is all the important interaction for the input from the reading text to the interaction with the mouse that I believe that is really important in this class. And all the code should be on GitHub. And thank you for listening to this video. And best of luck with this class.